There's often a little friction between IT and finance. And in the world of data management, the tension is being wound tighter and tighter. These numbers tell more of the story. IDC estimate we will soon be generating 44 zettabytes of data every year. That's 10 times growth, up from 4.4 zettabytes in 2013. There's 2013, and there's 2020. Not that long from now. IDC also say that 43% of this data will be corporate data and personal customer information. So it needs to be stored and managed securely. That's huge compared to this tiny sliver today. Of course, massive data growth is just the norm now. With every new app generating mountains of data, social, mobile, big data, each one requires different storage. We arrived here because storage requirements have changed over time and will continue to evolve as people move to next-generation apps, hybrid cloud, and big data gets bigger. Data managers have to manage that evolution. To do that, they need to be able to test the possibilities and reconfigure to find the best storage solutions. That's what's winding up the... Whilst IT want to find and test possibilities, finance want clarity and no surprises. When it comes to storage costs, they like certainty and predictability. Your storage needs are diverse, and if you can't share resources, services, or admin processes, they can become silos. Now, with software-defined storage, you can aggregate different storage vendors, architectures, and low-cost commodity hardware into a single manageable resource, a storage pool. At least, that's the theory. The reality is an SDS implementation can be hard. There can be a lot of inconsistency. Some SDS solutions are limited to support a set of specific physical storage types. Even if you are standardized on one large SDS vendor, you can still have inconsistency in how tasks are performed. Different tools have different interfaces and different processes. Each time you add to your storage pool, you need to buy another SDS tool, and another, and another, and another. You end up with a patchwork of software-defined storage that's hard to manage. There's usually some storage hardware left over that you can't support with your SDS systems. That makes it hard to experiment. But the real flexibility killer with SDS is software licensing. Working out your licensing costs is complex, very complex. That's because each vendor has a different model that has many variables. Experimenting and trying to adapt to the evolving demands can quickly cause license costs and vendor relations to get out of control, causing that tension. So much tension and unpredictability that finance often intervene and ration your storage. It doesn't have to be like that. Imagine if you could reconfigure and test your SDS as much as you liked so that you could easily manage the evolving environment. What if your licensing costs were simple and predictable? And what if all the inconsistencies were gone? That's what you get with Spectrum Storage Suite from IBM. It's the only SDS solution that does so much from one toolset. And the only SDS suite anywhere that enables you to work out all your licensing costs using only one metric, your total number of gigabytes under SDS management. No other vendor supports such an extensive range of storage hardware as the Spectrum Storage Suite. Instead of leaving you short, you're covered for commodity, new generation and cloud-based storage from hundreds of vendors. Instead of SDS rationing as a result of license complexity, you can do whatever you like because your costs are easy to manage, and that means no surprises for your colleagues in finance. Instead of inconsistent interfaces and processes, you get one well-designed interface and one tightly integrated set of processes. And you can experiment freely with the entire suite and all your storage using the free sandbox environment included. If you're tired of your SDS world being limited and costs being unpredictable, start managing